is Hope at Crafty Hope, and welcome to my index card a day number 46, also known as ICAD. This is a challenge that runs 61 days. It's June and July, and yeah, I know what I know. I am still working on getting these up because I've been putting them up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so we'll get to it soon. But for now, I'm really enjoying sharing these with y'all and the process and inspiring other people. So I'd love to hear if this has been inspiring you or if you have questions about anything, ask me below in the comments. So if you don't know about Index Card Today, I just told you a little bit. There's more information below in the description box. But I've been working off two sets of prompts, the original prompts from Daisy Yellow, and that on day 46 was Pond. I am not going to work with that prompt today. I just wasn't feeling it. The other set of prompts are the mixed media ICAD prompts, and that one was thread, and I knew I could do something with that. But I started this index card the way I start most of them is with some collage and my Uhu glue stick, and I threw some different papers down. And once those were all covering my whole card, I am adding a little bit. I believe that's Amsterdam acrylic ink, and I think that's yellow ochre. I really like that color. I know some people think of it as a horrible, icky color, but there's something about that golden yellow color that I really like. Of course, I like most colors, so I can't say much about that. While it is still wet, I decided to go ahead and scribble with my Stabilo All pencil. That's a black pencil that is water soluble. And then I am reconstituting some instant coffee, and I'm going to splash that on my card. Just splatter it a little bit, get a little bit of that brown down. I wasn't digging the huge splatter with the other brush, so I did turn to my handy dandy fan brush that gives me much smaller splatter. So then I'm going to, wet this up. Now, I guess I could constitute that as pond because I have a lot of ponding there, puddling of all of that wet stuff. So after I got that dry, I went ahead and pulled out some thread. I think I even have my needle ready to go and knotted there. And I have pulled out a picture from an old yearbook of this cute girl. And I'm going to put her down, but first I wanted to back her with a few things. So I'm going to grab this little bit of probably tea-dyed maybe fabric. And then I think I've got a little scrap of book paper that I'm going to also put behind her and just make a nice little stack so she stands up off of that page just a little bit to give her, draw your eye to her. So I'm going to layer that a few different ways. Play with it a little bit, and I think because all of these pieces are pretty lightweight, I'm going to just use my Uhu glue stick to stick them down rather than pulling out some kind of heavier medium to put them down. Yep, that's all I'm doing. Something easy peasy. Like I said, I do hope you're enjoying these ICADs. If you haven't watched any of them before, if this is your first time visiting me, I have a whole playlist of these. I'm not doing all 61 of them because some of them I just didn't like. Sometimes you just make something you don't care for. So I didn't see any reason to share something with y'all that I wasn't proud of. So I'm not sharing all of them, but I do have a playlist. And if this is your first time visiting, I really do hope you take a minute to hit that subscribe button. I'm really welcome you here, and I'm thankful for it. All right, so I am bringing my thread into this, and I decided to use this red thread because I knew it would pop against that kind of yellow that's going on. And I, for some reason, decided to use some French knots. Now, French knots are a pretty easy embroidery thing, but it takes a little practice. So you can kind of see what I'm doing is I'm pulling my thread up, and then I'm going to wrap it a couple of times. I think this was just 2 times around my needle, and then stick my needle back in a different spot, but close to where I pulled it up through. And that's it. Now you could, depending on the thickness of your yarn or how many times you wrap that thread around your needle, you can get different sizes of these French knots. So it can be a little tricky, takes a little practice. I encourage you to go for it because they add this great texture to your embroidery or to your mixed media art. I'm getting my thread a little tangled there. I had a lot going on my desk. You see, I've got my jewelry pliers and all kinds of stuff going on there. Of course, that's cleaner than it usually is, actually. So, and I'm gonna put, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 7 knots on here. I like to do odd numbers of things. It's said that that's more attractive to the eye. And it's not something people consciously perceive, but it's something that unconsciously people find odd numbers more attractive. So 3s, 5s, 7s, So I'm going to stop at 7 because I think beyond that it would have gotten a little crazy. Sorry about that. My thread was getting twisted, so I had to let it dangle for a second to unwind. And I think that should be number 7 there. And then I'm trying to think if I tie this just a little bit on the back, but I'm also going to stick a little bit of masking tape on the back just to make sure that it's secure. I'm sorry I'm out of frame on here so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just tying that off. No big deal. And I'm going to trim it. And like I said, I think I had a little bit of masking tape right there handy. And then I need, because for me, I like collage, I like a focal, and then I like a sentiment on pretty much everything I make. So I'm going to grab a large print novel and find some words. Oh, first I decided, since I used that red thread, to bring red in there a little bit more, and I have, I can't think of the color, but it's a Distress Oxide from Tim Holtz, and I'll put the name of the color below. For some reason I cannot think of it. Candied Apple, maybe? I don't know. I'll find it. And then I'm going to doodle just a little bit. I have had this thing for skinny, long lines on things, so I'm just going to add a little bit of doodling on there, kind of randomly on some different spots on here. I like to kind of put it all over so that I have a thing about things being fair and even. So if I put it like along the top of the card, I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom, and I'm even going to bring a couple of them over closer to my focal because there's that little blank spot right there. I needed something. All right. Now I think I'm going to pull out my large print novel and find the words that could come later. Now this has no significance. It's just some words that spoke to me, and I decided to just throw them on this page. And I think with that, I'm going to be done. Like I said, y'all, if y'all have any questions or want more information, I am more than happy to answer them for you. And thanks for watching. Keep on crafting on. Bye.